So I'm proud of him. I'm not really upset. Even like it was.
Terence Crawford couldn't have an error to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ron keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
Still dropping it.
And Terence Crawford continue to be great, continue to do you.
What happens when a boxing legend who once stood above everyone starts to feel time catching up to him? When the fighter who controlled every weight class, every spotlight, and every payday suddenly hears people questioning his place in the sport. For Floyd "Money" Mayweather, that moment happened live when he took shots at Terence Crawford and confidently said, "I'm still better." The reaction online exploded because this wasn't just talk. This was Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated icon, finally responding to the fighter many now call boxing's new standard. The same Terence Crawford who recently defeated Canelo Alvarez and shook the entire sport. To understand why Floyd reacted the way he did, you have to look back. For a long time, Floyd Mayweather felt unbeatable. 50 victories, no defeats, a flawless record. A fighter who turned defense into a skill people admired, who made massive money seem normal, and who built a legacy that looked effortless.
You know, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
Then along came Terence "Bud" Crawford, a fighter with that same elite mindset but made for a different time in boxing. Crawford wasn't focused on hype or popularity. He was focused on being great. And the moment he defeated Canelo Alvarez, the entire conversation shifted. Crawford stopped being just another title holder. He became the guy. The one fans and experts started saying could have even beaten Floyd Mayweather at his very best.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
Because when you really look at it, Canelo stepped into the ring with both fighters during their prime years. Floyd outclassed a younger Canelo, no debate there. But when Terence Crawford fought him in 2024, it wasn't even competitive. Bud didn't simply get the victory, he controlled every moment and made the bigger fighter look average.
Terence Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, he would jab him. We didn't see any like lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. And Terence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin if they fought again.
And after that fight, when reporters asked Canelo who he believed was the better fighter between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, Canelo answered without a pause. He said Crawford was better.
And lastly for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
That comment sent shockwaves through the boxing world. It wasn't just praise, it cut deep into Mayweather's legacy. Because when the fighter Floyd helped define his own legend against says Crawford was the harder challenge, it changes the entire story.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo at that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he took him, into deep waters. So.
What was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23? 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game,
very
obviously.
Young. Yeah, very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah,
To a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people, but
How you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
But I mean, don't you? I mean,
want to make himself look like he did something great.
Floyd's whole career was built on being flawless. No defeats, no clear weaknesses, no one on his level. But all of a sudden, people began asking a serious question. Could Terence Crawford actually beat Floyd Mayweather? Could he be the one fighter who had the tools to challenge the greatest of all time?
Terence Crawford couldn't have an error to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favored? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ron keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
He started sending signals, at first quietly, then more openly. In interviews, he began saying things like, "I'm still sharp, and if I chose to return, I could." Early on, fans brushed it off as classic Floyd talk. But then came news that stunned the boxing world. Floyd Mayweather was discussing a real professional return, not an exhibition, but an actual fight.
Any chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
No, not at all. Not at all, but we just don't know.
And the name that kept surfacing was Terence Crawford. Floyd wanted to send a message. He wanted to show the world that no matter what Crawford accomplishes, no matter how many titles he collects or opponents he defeats, he will never be Floyd Money Mayweather.
Wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. Oh, yes. That makes a difference to people.
But before he could seriously consider getting in the ring with Crawford, Floyd had one more name lined up, Mike Tyson. The two legendary fighters are set to meet in an exhibition bout scheduled for next April.
If you could have fought any fighter, any era, who would you have picked that you would have liked to fight the most?
Floyd Mayweather.
I love it. Why?
Huh?
You want to knock him out?
Well, I would love for him. I wish he was my weight.
All right, interesting answer.
He's very delusional. He can't listen. If he was anywhere near that realm of Great Ali, he'd be able to take his kids to school by himself. He can't take his kid to school by himself. And he talking about he's great. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people. He's a little scared man. He's a very small, scared man.
And that fight isn't about titles or records. It's about pride. Tyson has openly said he doesn't respect Mayweather. He believes Floyd is full of himself and never faced real danger, and he's vowed to show the world what he thinks of him in the ring.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about Floyd?
Awesome fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
But let's be honest. The Floyd versus Mike Tyson matchup is already causing a storm in the boxing world. Fans are calling it a circus, claiming it's not a real fight but just another big money event.
Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather is happening. What the fuck is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have two of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money, but it's happening.
Critics say that a 61-year-old Mike Tyson has no business getting back in the ring, especially against someone like Floyd who's still quick, sharp, and active. And they're right, it's definitely a controversial matchup.
It's just shit, isn't it? I mean, like, let's be honest, like, I hate, in a way, and I know people go, oh, you can talk, you fuck. I just hate some things that are happening in boxing. Like, I don't mind if something, you know, like even Jake Paul. I don't mind Jake Paul. I think he's a young guy who's taking boxing seriously. I think he's improving. I think he's doing training camps. But why would you want, how old's Mayweather? 50? You got a, what? How old's Floyd Mayweather? 48. You lot don't even know. You're supposed to be boxing. Yeah, I know, yeah. But all right, 48, 49, whatever. I was going to say, that's old. He's 2 years older than me. Right, what I'm saying is, who wants to watch a 48, 49-year-old Floyd Mayweather fight a 60-year-old Mike Tyson? It's just bullshit. Like, and as much as I love money, I just wouldn't do that. Because I actually, whether you believe me or Pete, you believe me, I love boxing too much. I think it's disgusting. It's just so shit. Like, who wants to watch that? Yet people will watch it, so I understand. But it's just like, I just find it naff.
Jake Paul already faced criticism when he fought Tyson, and now Floyd is about to face the same backlash. But here's the twist. If Floyd beats Tyson the way most people expect, he can turn the story around. That victory could be his comeback moment, a way to prove he's still at the top, and maybe even pave the way for the highly anticipated fight with Terence Crawford.
Fight that fans will watch for sure is you and Mike Tyson. How's training going, Floyd? Talk to me all about this as you get ready to get back in that boxing ring once again.
Well, not really training right now.
Not yet.
You know, the fight is in 2026. We still, ironing out everything, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be exciting for the people and the fans.
Are you going in there to put Mike down and like, hey, this is not, we're going to have fun, we're going to throw a few punches, like I'm taking this seriously and I'm trying to fight Tyson?
I don't know. I just want to give the fans what they want to see, excitement. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be an exciting event.
And that's why Floyd's recent outburst landed so strongly. When he went live and said, "I'm still better," you could feel the tension behind it. It wasn't just confidence, it was a hint of desperation. He's seeing the sport move forward without him, watching Crawford take over as boxing's new face. For a man who built his legacy on being untouchable, that's unsettling. But the numbers don't lie. Crawford's record speaks volumes. He's undefeated, undisputed in 2 weight classes, faced the top competition, and hasn't just won, he's dominated. He's one of the rare fighters who can switch stances mid-round and make it look effortless.
Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud.
Who's the most skilled fighter today?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room, or I come in the room, we start arguing about basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. Like, it's just that, like, you gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So, skillful, yes. But this and this, it's different, man.
Even Floyd himself has said that Crawford's style mirrors his own. The patience, the adaptability, the way he reads opponents like an open book. But here's the difference. Floyd never had that killer instinct to finish fights. Crawford does. He doesn't just win, he dominates and dismantles his opponents.
One is going to start making comparisons
with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now.
So now fans are asking, is Crawford really the next level version of Floyd Mayweather? For Floyd, that question feels like an insult, because in his eyes, there's no evolution, just copies. He said, "These guys learned from me. Everything they do comes from watching me, so how can they be better?"
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We even had the conversation to go as far as who would fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who would win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd would win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I
Floyd
love you, Terrence.
always figures it out.
Yeah, he's
a
chess master. Yeah, his IQ in that
The
sense
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terrence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out. You know?
That's true. But you
Can't
gotta have
say
an
everybody-
OG somewhere.
Anybody
though.
else?
There's an OG somewhere. Somebody gotta
that
pioneer
you
it,
can't
right?
out-figure
Yeah,
out.
you gotta. There's an OG you can't outfigure out somewhere, and I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't outfigure.
But here's where Floyd is off. Crawford isn't trying to be Mayweather. He's not chasing Floyd's money or fame. He's after something bigger, legacy. He's fighting for history, not headlines. That's the key difference. Floyd always went for the money.
Easy that everybody keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million, but I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing exhibitions and getting 100 million?
Meanwhile, Floyd is facing a challenge he's never dealt with before: irrelevance. The media attention that used to follow him everywhere is now shared with fighters like Crawford, Gervonta Davis, and even Jake Paul.
Both Canelo and Mayweather, you fought them both. Who did you think was better, Canelo or Mayweather? I know that's Canelo was saying it was Crawford better than Mayweather.
I was very impressed with Canelo at 21, but Mayweather was still technically more sound. I think Crawford is better. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. But Mayweather is definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is it.
So when Floyd said, "I'm still better," it wasn't just about Crawford. It was a message to everyone. The fans, the media, the new generation trying to take over. He wants the world to remember, he's still in the game.
Talking of Crawford, do you think he's better than Mayweather after his win over Canelo Alvarez?
No, I don't think nobody is better than Mayweather. No.
What do you think he needs to do to eclipse the likes of the greats in Mayweather, Ali? Do you think it's possible?
I'm not saying he is a great fighter. He's great in his own right. But to ask me, is he better than Mayweather? I don't think no one is better than Floyd Mayweather. Like no one. If we're talking about fast process, if we're talking about speed, if we're talking about punch accuracy, if we're talking about punch selection, if we're talking about poisonous, God forbid we're talking about defense. There's not too many that come close. They can't even carry his jockstrap. Floyd Mayweather's on another level, and we shouldn't forget that since we haven't seen him in the ring in some time.
And honestly, Floyd isn't entirely wrong. He'll always be one of boxing's smartest fighters. His ring IQ is unmatched. His defense, footwork, and control are on a level no one else reaches. He didn't need knockout power. He beat opponents mentally before throwing a punch. If this fight happens, it changes everything for both men. For Floyd, there's little to lose. A win would make him legendary again, the man who came back at 50 to beat the pound-for-pound king. A loss? People will chalk it up to age. But for Crawford, the stakes are huge. A win could be dismissed as beating a retired icon. A loss could undo everything he's achieved. That's what makes this fight so fascinating. It's not just punches or belts, it's about pride, eras, and one fighter defending his legacy while another claims it as his own.
Where does he rank now, all time? Ending this interview.
Number one, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is this generation guy. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation from Floyd's generation to this generation didn't get to see it come. That's just like we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on.
But here's the irony. No matter what happens next, Floyd's legacy is already secure, and so is Crawford's. And maybe, just maybe, they're both right in their own way. Floyd may have been the greatest ever, but right now, Terence Crawford is the best in the world.
Before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to his coaches, not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss our future videos. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.